Hey guys, it's around lunchtime right now. I was doing some chores around, how to take the garbage into the garage bin. I need to go get some more coal, but I have all on my front porch. I have 9 buckets that we use, 3 buckets put together, and I just have them all filled, so there's enough there for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 buckets yet. But I also have coal in the bin. It's not full because I had stuff in front of the bin. I couldn't get the truck into it, so I didn't want to bother with it. I might do that probably in January. But anyway, that's what I was doing today. And I'll tell you, I was really sore last night after putting these trusses together. It's not like they're that hard. It's just that, I don't know, I guess I'm just not up to it like I used to be at one time. But anyway, I have a third one there that's going to be going together. I had to call the guy, or I wrote to them to tell them to bring me more of these metal plates up. There's a box of 100, but I actually need 208 plates to finish this. So I'll be working on that. But like I say, it's lunchtime at the moment, so I'm going to go grab some lunch, and then I'll come out and either work on this. Sally said something about wanting to go into town, so I don't know for sure yet what I'm doing. But anyway, got a couple chores done, and we got to go from there now. Looks like Bullseye's enjoying this heat. It's actually 50 degrees out today. Yeah, he's enjoying the sunshine. Unbelievable. 50 degrees and this close to Thanksgiving, although I've seen years like this before, so it's not that bad. Okay guys, so Sally decides she wants to go out to get lunch. All we're gonna do is probably go to Wendy's. I like Wendy's. Now this is where the one guy who asked me how do I keep my truck so nice, that's a 2002. There's not a bit of rust on that truck. I'm not taking my truck. I'm taking that. Okay, that's how I keep the trucks nice. I don't use them, so I'm going to use her car to go into town. So that's what we're doing now. It really is a nice day, and Sally wants to spend some time together just because it's a holiday week. Well, we got in the car to go, but I forgot my wallet, so Sally's going to get it. Now, since I'm going into town, I figured to give you a closer up view of the crane that they got here. You know, I was reading an article or watching an article on YouTube where this Patterson people who have this thing got 5 guys killed in Oklahoma a couple years ago because of a gas flare up through the well pipe. Hey guys, well, it's Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And the temperatures are weird. Right now it's around 45 degrees. It's supposed to snow, but it looks more like it's going to rain. It was sunny this morning. It's getting real cloudy real quick. So, and then tomorrow we're supposed to have snow during the day, but it's not supposed to add up to nothing. Usually the second week of deer season, which is after the 7th of December, it starts to get pretty cold. And then that's when we usually get ice and stuff, so we'll see what happens. Yesterday, I ended up taking Sally out, so we were pretty much together until the afternoon. I came home and took the dog out, cleaned the chicken coop and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to get the dog out this morning. My neighbor just left. You can see his tire tracks there. Came over for his daily coffee. So I'm going to get the dog out. So yesterday I didn't do anything to the trusses, and I'm starting to work on them today. Now I have this one together. I got to put the plates on the opposite side. A couple minutes ago, and it's a little after lunch, it's 1 o'clock. A little bit ago, like while I was eating lunch, there was a heavy wind, heavy rain, thunder, lightning, and then all of a sudden it stopped, just like that. So it went from a sunny day to a very cloudy day in about 15 minutes. You could see it coming up from the south, and I knew it wasn't going to be very icy, so all it was rain. and the temperature's somewhere in the 40s, so it's kind of crazy. But they're calling for snow overnight and tomorrow. I don't know. It's not going to do a whole lot unless we get a lot of snow because the ground is kind of warm. Hey YouTube. So I just had one of my neighbors here a couple of minutes ago, and he owns 10 acres of ground in that direction from my place. And the other day he had his brother, or somebody, some relative, I think it was his brother, hunting. And the hunting season that's in right now in Pennsylvania is bear season. Today's the last day, and then it starts up again on Saturday. And so anyway, he come over here because the other day the game warden was looking for him. He wanted to talk to him. So what happened was, on that 10 acres he has a house. It's shaped like a pie, sort of. So he has a house at one end of it, and then they hunt, you know, pretty much the other end. The problem with that is, on another piece of property adjacent to his, a guy built a house to live in with his wife. And the guy who built the house is within his rights. And here's what it is. Now I'm not talking about like in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. I'm talking about out in the country. So what you have here in Pennsylvania is you have to be 150 yards, which is 450 feet, away from a neighbor. You're not allowed to shoot into a building that might, near a building that might be occupied, and be within 150 yards or 450 feet. So when this guy built his house, he saw some people hunting near his house within 150 yards, and he called the game warden and he turned them in. Now, here's the thing. His house, from the one end of the neighbor's wooded area, is less than 150 yards. But the neighbor's house is 600-700 yards away from the guy who's telling not to hunt. So we have a neighbor A, he's the guy with the 10 acres. Another guy has 4 acres. So the guy with the 10 acres, the pie-shaped land, his house is about 600 yards away from the other guy's house. So the other guy can shoot around his house as long as he's not within 150 yards of someone else's house who doesn't want him to shoot, okay? So he can hunt around his property without going off of his property for deer or bear or whatever. But now the other guy who has the 10 acres, he can't hunt on his land because he's within, when they're on that land, the particular spot that the guys are hunting, they're within 150 yards of the neighbor, and the neighbor don't want it. Now, my old neighbor, the 80-year-old, doesn't understand how he can hunt by his house, but these guys can't hunt by his house. And the rules are in Pennsylvania is if a neighbor says you can hunt within 150 yards or of their property, then you can hunt. But the neighbor has to say it's okay. And the problem with these two neighbors is, for some reason, they didn't hit it off when they first met, and now, you know, now comes the rest of the story with deer hunting. So I think it's a shame, and it is a shame that people can't hit it off. Look, I got all kinds of enemies. So, I mean, you're not in business for a long time and don't have enemies, because just people get jealous that you get jobs or whatever. And all I'm saying is, when I built my property, I measured where everybody else could build, because I did surveying. I measured where everyone else lived, where any other houses could be, and could ever be built. And I made sure that my property, where I put my gun range, was at least 450 feet away from anybody else's potential property, you know. So now, when I set up my 100-yard range to shoot, I can shoot there all day long. You know, I don't have to worry about it because my neighbor has nothing to say. Now, I'm shooting within 50 yards of my own home, but I have the right to say whether or not that's okay with me. And it is okay, all right? So I shoot. But the other neighbor doesn't seem to get the idea that you can't shoot within 150 yards of somebody's occupied house. And it might even be more than that. That's the basic rule. But, you know, it seems kind of crappy where one guy can hunt, can shoot, and the other guy can't. Okay guys, so that was that was actually the neighbor who these trusses is for, banging on my door, scared the crap out of me because I wasn't thinking about anybody coming and I didn't hear him pull in. Anyway, yeah, so this thing with the hunting, you know, one person, here's the problem. Everybody wants to go do and hunt where they want to, and they don't want anybody telling them no. Listen, I grew up with an old saying. If you buy property and you like the view, buy the view, because the view ain't going to stay that way. And it's true. So, you know, you have to understand that and go from there. When I first bought my lot here, this is 5 acres where I sit, I made sure that I could do the shooting I wanted to do before anybody else built. I figured out the closest they could possibly build to me, and then I went and did all the surveying that I had to do to make sure that they weren't going to be disturbing me, or I wouldn't be disturbing them. And it worked out for me. But if you're not willing to think your way through this stuff, like the other day a guy put a trailer on one of the lots here. It's illegal to put a trailer on these lots because they're for houses. And he doesn't seem to know that, but the trailer is going to have to go. And the thing is it's not even me. I'm not complaining about it because really I can't see the trailer and people from the road can't see the trailer, so I don't really care. However, if I go to sell the property, the 2 houses I have, I got $300,000 into these properties. So I want my money back if I sell. And having a trailer might make it that I don't get my money back. Then I would be upset as well. So, you know, when I bought, I knew what had to be done, and I did that. So anyway, I'm just saying that these are the kind of nonsense things I have to listen to. You know, people coming and telling me why this, why that, why the other thing. Well, it's because you didn't listen, that's why. Anyway. So I told this guy here I need more plates, which I do. I actually need 110 more plates. So he's going to get them before he leaves. Saturday, I think they're leaving here. So anyway, that's the story of today. You know, and the funny thing about this is because I'm willing to listen to people, they come and tell me. Otherwise, I don't bother nobody. I don't go to their house except the old guy. I visit him because I worry about him. But I don't go to anybody's house. I don't, want to distract them when they're up here for a vacation or whatever. And, that's how I feel. But, I mean, and I don't mind being, somebody coming around talking. I don't mind it. It's just, why do I have to hear all of the nonsense? Anyway, the best thing I can tell you is follow the words that the Lord has given to us and do those things. And once you do those things, you'll find yourself pretty happy. So, I'm happy with where I'm at so far. This is my fourth one on the opposite side now. I'm putting the plate. I got 2 more plates to put on here, and then I can flip this over and build another one. But I don't have a whole lot of plates left. They're probably enough for maybe 2 more. Okay guys, that's it. Talk to you later. Okay, so I got the 5th one, or no, the 4th one done. And I'll put it on top of these other ones here. And then I'll start one more yet. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. What I do here, just so you know, is when I build another truss, now these aren't sitting perfectly on top of one another, that's why you can see they're off a little. But what I do is when I put the next truss on here, I'll go right on top of this one, following the trusses all the way through, because I'm following the first truss with the other 3 that I have there, and I'll keep doing that as I go to make sure they're good. Alright. One thing about these 16 footers is they're not that heavy. So anyway, the neighbor was here. I told him to get me more plates. He said he should have them by Friday. And as long as he has them Friday, that'll be good, because I might be able to get, I don't think I'll get them done Friday. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be able to. I doubt it though. But at least he can get rid of them with his backhoe then when I need them out of here. And hopefully that's before deer season, but that has to be, no, that won't be before deer season. It might be. I'll have to check and see. Anyway. So they're coming good. I need to get that brake over there mounted somewhere. Okay, well that's the 5th one there. So altogether I need 12 or 13 of them. I forget what it is. But I got to measure his building down there, because it's not it wasn't an exact dimension, so I got to check it. Anyway, there's 5 there now, whole ones. I'll tell you what, it takes a while to put all those screws in there. Yeah. Sometimes I use the nail gun. If they're smaller, I'll use a roofing nail gun and just go right through the plates. Or if they're, depending upon how they're going to be, if they're inside of a building that's going to be covered, I'll put plywood on them and just nail that. That works really good. Otherwise, I want the metal plates. Well, guys, Sally and I want to just tell you is all happy Thanksgiving. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving because you're in a different country, and I'm not sure how that works, you know what? Hope you have a happy Thursday then. But happy Thanksgiving. She's got a nice pumpkin pie made. It's just going to be the 2 of us. She has a pumpkin pie made. She has a cranberry sauce that she makes herself. She has that made, and she's working on something over there. I don't know what. I'm not a cook, so I don't bother cooking. Have a good one, guys.